Hello all and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is a pick a card reading and this is all about what you should do next. So if you have a certain area in your life where you just want some confirmation or you just want some things kind of like cleared up, or you just kind of want to inquire about a certain area in your life, like a relationship or a career, it could be your health, it could be anything, it's really up to you, then you kind of want to have your mind focused on that one thing when you are picking a pile here today. So this is a timeless reading, meaning that it doesn't matter when you see this video, you could see it years from now or whatever the case, but this will all still, these piles will still apply. So yeah, there's 5 piles here, and this is pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will leave the timestamps down below so that the way you guys can just fast forward straight to whichever pile it is you picked. I do want to say a final thing before we get to this is that this is a general reading. So just take whatever it is that you can from the message, whatever it is that resonates within you. Yeah, you guys take a few moments, really reflect on the question or the area in your life that you really want confirmation on, or you just want some clarity on. And after you have kind of figured out what question is that you want to ask, take some time, meditate on which card to pick. You can also use a pendulum as well, and I will leave the timestamps below, that the way you guys can just fast forward straight to your pile. And I hope you guys enjoy, so take whatever it is you can from this reading and enjoy. All right, in group number 1, let's take a look at your cards. So the very first one that we have here is the Ace of Wands. The next one that we have is the Empress in reverse. The next one that we have is the Son of Cups, otherwise known as the Knight of Cups. And the last one that we have for the tarot cards is the Justice card. So there was a few things I got for this particular reading. So pile number 1, what I am intuitively seeing for you, if there was one kind of theme that just kept coming back over and over and over again with this particular pile, and that was that there is a relationship that could be or possibly needs to be repaired. And so if you have intuitively picked pile number 1, you know, take whatever it is that you can, take whatever it is that resonates within you. But for me, like I said, the theme that I kept getting over and over and over again with this particular pile was a relationship needs to be repaired. And the Ace of Wands, what I'm seeing with the Ace of Wands is like there's something still here, kind of like a spark is what I'm getting, hearing, receiving, is that like there's still something here. There is still something here that is worth fighting for, is what I'm seeing with the Ace of Wands. And with this Empress here in reverse, I was getting, you know, this next part here might only resonate with a very small amount of you, but I was kind of saying that it could be a female in your life that you need to repair a relationship with. So that could be a mother, it could be your mom, a mother figure, your sibling, a sister, you know, a cousin, an aunt, a coworker, an ex-friend, a girlfriend or a spouse, you know, something like that. But for me, it kind of looked, I was getting like female, and I was getting it, it was kind of persistent, I will say. So maybe, you know, hopefully this does resonate with some of you. But like I said, that may only resonate with a few of you. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there for some of you in case, you know, it might help. It might help to kind of clear things up, or give you guys just a little bit extra details. Maybe it might spark something in your subconscious or spark something within your mind or your spirit where you're like, oh yeah, you know, maybe I should think about that. But I just wanted to say that. Another thing that I was getting is that the Empress for me kind of, this card here, also gave me the feeling of home. Like I kind of felt like home when I looked at the Empress. And so this pile could also be saying that something within the home needs to be fixed. Something within the home needs to be repaired. Like there's something here. There's something still here to fight for. And it's funny that the Ace of Wands was the very first card that I pulled for this spread. And the Ace of Wands is the one that's like, I'm just getting so much from it, where it's just like, you know, there's, like I said, there's something still here. There's something here that's worth fighting for. And this could be a relationship with somebody that you live with. This could be, when I say the home, I don't mean literally the home. Like, it could be somebody that you live with, as well as it could be somebody that you grew up with. It could be somebody that's in that close inner network, that close inner circle that you have. Home means that for me as well. To me, all that home means is that it's just an environment where you can be yourself, be mostly yourself, and really just kind of like let your hair down and just be you. So that's why it doesn't necessarily have to be specifically like literally a home. Like I said, it could be people in your close circle, family, close friends, could even be coworkers that you're close with. But I'm seeing something like kind of inner circle-ish with this Empress card. I'm just getting the feeling, like I said, of home. So it's somebody that I believe you were once very close with, that maybe this relationship needs to be repaired. Maybe there is something worth fighting for, you know? And with the Son of Cups, I'm seeing that the best way to fight for this relationship, or the best way to fight for this person, or the best way to fight to repair this relationship is going to be through love. It's going to be through compassion. It's going to be through gentleness. It's not going to be through arguing and fighting, because what I see here with the Justice card, what I'm getting with the Justice card, is that there are two parties here that are extremely stubborn, and neither one wants to let go of their opinion. Neither one wants to let go of their perception. Neither one wants to let go of their argument. Both parties feel like they're right here, and nobody is really willing to make the first move. And what I'm seeing here is, if you've picked pile number one thing that you really might want to consider is being the bigger person. And like I said, I see two parties that are very stubborn, and that might be what is making this such a kind of high, intense, or emotionally charged situation, is because it's almost as if you're fighting yourself. Like, I don't know, this could be like your other half. This could be your spouse, your partner, your person, you know, I'm not sure, but it's somebody that is, it's almost like fighting yourself. And that's why there's just that's why this situation is so like emotionally charged, I feel. And I feel as if that's why the both of you are just like, I'm just done. But I don't feel like you guys are done. I feel like there's a lot here still left. But I'm saying that maybe there needs to be a repairness of this, but the stubbornness has to be let go of. Love has to literally come in and kind of soften up your heart or their heart, and kind of make you guys see that, like, you know what, this situation really isn't even that deep. It's not even that serious, that we're willing to lose each other over our argument, or over our side, or over our opinion of things. You know, I'm just saying that it's not worth it, you know, is what I'm trying to get out here. Let me see. Another thing that this spread could be saying: spend maybe a little bit more time at home. Maybe spend a little bit more time with your loved ones. If people have been complaining about that, maybe reach out a little bit more. Pay attention to your close relationships, though, for sure. I'm definitely feeling as if, you know, you might be the person here to extend the olive branch first. You might be the person here that's like, you know what, this is stupid. Or you just might kind of come to the conclusion where you're just like, this is just not worth it, you know, like in some way, shape, or form. I believe that you're going to be the one that probably has to make this initial step, this first step, and you're probably not going to want to, but I really do feel as if that's what's going to be. I really do feel as if that's what's going to really kind of put you guys back on track here, because I'm seeing that the both of you really feel at home together, and you guys really, this is like a really close relationship. This is a really strong relationship. This is a really loving relationship. And this might, like I said, be the reason why there is so much chaos at the moment, is because there's so much here. And you know, in other words, that might be why this is such an emotionally charged situation that's going on right now. I'm trying to see if I'm getting or seeing anything else before I move on to these oracle cards for this group. No, I'm not. Okay, so let's just move on to your oracle cards then. All right, so the very first one that we have is new life. You know, I need to actually start probably shuffling these cards in front of you guys, so you guys know that I am so not picking these oracle cards. Like I said, I use these oracle cards for confirmation that I was on the right page, and that I was on track with the message, and they just come through, you know. Serendipity is the next one. The next one that we have is Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. I promise you guys, I do not handpick any of these cards. I swear. The next one that we have, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? That's an interesting one, right? The next one that we have here is fairies, earth magic. Then we have dawn, new beginnings. And the very last one that we have here is safe home. Okay, you guys, so just looking at these oracle cards, I see a lot talking about new this, new that, new life, new beginnings, time for healing, safe home, boundaries, earth magic. For me, I'm just getting the sense of like, yeah, this is definitely something that can be repaired. Because when I see new life and new beginnings, I'm seeing like, I'm not seeing like something completely brand new that's starting over. I'm seeing something more of where it's like, we can start over new. We can start over again, you know, like we can start over. We can hit the reset button. And especially when I see this card here, boundaries, where do you need to establish better boundaries? I believe that what these oracle cards are saying is that you guys, yes, you guys can start over. And when you guys start over, make sure you set boundaries so that this doesn't happen again, so that you guys don't go X amount of weeks, months, years, however long it's been without speaking, or with animosity in you guys' heart, because animosity is not going to help either one of you. It's affecting the both of you, you know, at the end of the day. If you have picked pile number one, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you're saying that, oh, it doesn't affect me. I don't miss them. You miss them and you know it. You don't have to tell me, but you miss them and you know it. Okay. So, and then I see here with safe home. It's another thing that I was saying that I was getting with the Empress card right here was I just kept getting the sense of home, you know, like this is home for you. This relationship it hit close to home. This relationship made you feel as if you were at home. It made the other party feel the same way too. You guys both felt home with each other. You guys both felt amazing and good with each other. When things are good, they're good. And when things are bad, they're horrible. And I think that you guys need to set better boundaries. And you know what? Maybe that is one other thing that this Justice card is trying to say here too, is that when things are really good, they're good. And when things are really bad, they're bad. Relationships have ebbs and flows to them. So, you know, just kind of learn how to set those new boundaries. I think that that's going to be really important here, is setting new boundaries and saying, no, we cannot allow this to happen again. It's too much on my energy. It's too much on me emotionally. It's too much on me mentally, you know, physically, maybe, possibly even. So, yeah, I'm definitely seeing healing. Look, a time for healing. I'm so seeing that. So when I see like new life and new beginnings, I'm not, like I said, I'm not seeing anything new. I'm seeing that you guys can start over new after healing these old wounds, after healing what needs to be healed. You guys can start over new, and you guys can start over with new boundaries to make sure that this doesn't happen to you guys and to your relationship again. So let me see, am I seeing anything else? Serendipity here. You guys are really going to be able to start from a place, I feel, where there's a completely clean slate, and no one's feeling any sort of kind of way. There's no like lingering feelings or lingering issues. I really do feel as though you guys can start over completely fresh. But like I said, boundaries are going to be very important, and making sure that the both of you feel safe. These boundaries are going to help the both of you to feel safe and to protect the relationship that you guys have. And if you guys are allowing other people to get involved in your relationship, I also want to say this as well. This just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know why. But if you guys are also allowing other people to impede or interfere, influence, or manipulate you guys' relationship, make sure that you are definitely, I think I got this because of safe home. I cast the circle round about. Safety now is beyond doubt. You guys definitely need to look at each other as a team. Look at you guys' relationship as a team that nobody else can penetrate, that nobody else can infiltrate or influence or get involved in. You know, you guys need to look like a team to the outside world, so that the way the outside world knows, oh, okay, I can't go to this person and I can't go to that person because they come as a package deal. I can't just talk to one without it getting back to the other. You know what I mean? You guys need to kind of show this unified front. If you guys have allowed others to get in the way of your relationship, it's very important that you guys create boundaries with other people. That's another thing that this could be saying with this boundaries here in safe home. You guys maybe need to create boundaries with the outside world, where the only people that exist in this inner circle are you and this other party, and everything else is on the outside. And I think that's really going to keep you guys safe and keep you guys away from the mess and away from the drama and away from all the other crap that really just found its way to into you guys' relationship. Okay, so that's all I'm really seeing right now. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to move on to group number 2. All right, and welcome group number 2. Let's take a look at your cards. So the first one that we have here is the Two of Swords. The next one that we have is the Father of Wands, otherwise known as the King of Wands. The next one that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. And the last one for the tarot cards that we have here is the Fool. So one thing that I was definitely seeing, like one of the first things that I saw when I flipped over these cards here, one of the first things that I got with this Two of Swords was I heard you'd rather, almost literally, this is going to sound so morbid, but this is just what I got, that you'd almost rather take out your own eyes than see what's going on. You'd rather cut out your own eye than just see and realize and acknowledge what is happening around you. That's the first thing that I got with it, was that you are so gripped with your own thoughts and your own mind, and you feel kind of just stuck in a certain situation where it's like, I don't really know how to make heads or tails of this. And I feel like every time you get to a conclusion, or you come close to getting to a conclusion, you talk yourself out of the conclusion. And that's what I got with the Two of Swords here. With this Father of Wands, normally the Father of Wands, like I said, otherwise known as the King of Wands, normally he's somebody that knows exactly what he wants. He's a fighter, he's a warrior, and normally he's always ready for the toughest fight with the biggest, baddest person in the room, you know? That's kind of the energy behind the King of Wands. Except for when I saw this Father of Wands here, what I saw is I saw somebody confused. And I don't know why I saw this, but I saw somebody confused. I saw somebody being pulled in this direction, pulled in that direction. And I saw somebody taking in all these different opinions and all these different words, just taking in all these different opinions from the people in your surroundings, taking in all this different energy from your environment. And I saw somebody that really did not, again, was just in a place where it's just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? With this Ten of Pentacles here, I saw, again, you being in the center of this situation, and it just kind of, kind of not spiraling, but kind of just expanding. I see you in the middle of the situation and it just expanding. And the reason that I saw that this situation has started with you and it's just expanded almost outside or beyond your control, that you're feeling anyways. You're feeling as though this has extended and expanded beyond your control. And the feeling that I got with the Ten of Pentacles is that there is so much anxiety with this situation for you that you can't even move. You're just so gripped with anxiety because you're in the center of this. And because you're so gripped with anxiety, you can't move. You don't know which is the right move to make. You don't know which turn is the right turn to make. So you're just kind of stuck. So you're just kind of stuck in your own mind with these thoughts of, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're stuck in your own mind of, oh, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. You're stuck in your own mind of like this kind of negativity where you're telling yourself, I have to prepare for a fight. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a struggle. This is going to be a battle. And I got that feeling with the Father of Wands here, like I said, otherwise known as the King of Wands. Somebody, like I said, who is always prepared for the toughest fight with the biggest, baddest person in the room. And that's the feeling that I get from that card, is that you're telling yourself that this is going to be such a fight, such a doozy, such a battle, such chaos and such turmoil is going to come out of this, that you are gripping your own self. You're literally handcuffing yourself in a way, or you're literally tying yourself in a way, anchoring yourself to your own anxiety. And that is why you can't move, because you're just sitting. I just see somebody like moving, or I see somebody just sitting within their own anxiety, sitting within their own confusion, sitting within their own really like sitting within their own kind of predictions of what they think is going to happen. But these predictions that you think are going to happen are such negative predictions. You're telling yourself, this is going to go wrong. This is going to go badly. This is going to be so intense. This is going to be such a fight. I don't want to fight. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do this. But the thing is that this has spiraled out of control so much that now there are others involved. And I'm seeing almost everything in your external environment kind of get pulled into the situation because you refuse to make a step. And you refuse to make a step because you have so much anxiety about it. You're so worried. You're so just gripped by this fear and this worry that it is impossible for you to move without almost just falling apart. You're so terrified. And the thing that I wanted to say to you is if you've picked group number 2, I think what you should do next is really just, obviously you have to release this anxiety, but I think that the only way that you're going to be able to release that anxiety is by making a move. You have to just jump. You have to just do it. And I think that once you actually make a move, you're really going to see like, oh, wow, I was really worried about kind of nothing, or I was really working myself up there. And I think once that happens, a lot of what's going on will be kind of cleared up on its own. But a lot of things are really spiraling out of control because you're just refusing to make a move, is what I'm seeing within the spread. Another thing that I wanted to say too is to use your instinct. Whatever it is that you feel you should do is what you should do. Stop allowing all these other outside sources and outside opinions to kind of tell you what it is that you should do within the situation. Because the situation is causing you probably even more anxiety because you're hearing so many different opinions and you really are becoming more confused because you're like, oh, this person thinks I should do that, but that other person thinks that I should do the exact opposite, and someone else thinks that I should do something completely opposite of what they've told me, So it's like, that's too much. You have to quiet all the noise. You really have to quiet all the noise, and you need to go off of your own instincts. Like, you need to go off of what it is that you need to do, or what it is that you want to do. Just like the baby bird here, when he jumps off of a branch, when he leaps off of a branch for the first time, he completely uses his instinct. Of course it's scary. Of course it's terrifying. Of course he's probably got a gang of anxiety because it's like, I'm jumping off of this tree and I could probably die before I even fly for the first time, But don't let the risk keep you from the reward. Don't let the fear keep you from the destination. It's so important to not allow that to happen, because once the baby bird makes his first jump off of this branch, he learns how to fly by using his instincts, by trusting himself. You need to trust yourself. And the Father of Wands, he is somebody that is always ready for the toughest fight with the biggest, baddest person. And I get the sense that you are capable of that as well. You are capable of having a lot more strength and a lot more power than what you feel you do. And because you're just trying to predict what's going to happen. You're trying to see what's going to happen before it happens. You don't like surprises. I'm getting the sense you probably don't like surprises. You're probably so worried about something surprising you and something happening that you didn't see coming. But we can't predict everything. Like I said, this is a complete leap of faith that you have to take, okay? Another thing too that I wanted to say about this Fool card is that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay if that first leap isn't necessarily you soaring and flying for 10 miles, or you know what I mean? It's okay if it doesn't go smoothly or perfectly. That's all okay. You need to see that it's okay. And the only way to see it's okay is to first make that leap and to make that first jump. That's the only way that you're going to realize, like, oh, wow, it really wasn't as bad as I thought. It's like when you finally convince that little kid to take like that ride on the roller coaster, like, and they're terrified of it. But after they do it, they're like, oh my God, I want to go again. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a rush. It's almost addicting, because it's like, you know, I was so worried about something and I ended up actually having a blast, or I actually ended up learning from this, or I actually ended up evolving and growing and transforming from this. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't think that, stop telling yourself that this is going to be a fight. Stop telling yourself the scariest things that could possibly happen, because that's what's going to keep you stuck in this position. That's what's going to keep you feeling as if you have no control over your life, and as if your life is just spiraling and that there's nothing that you can do. You have to really realize that sometimes the only thing that you can do is make a move. And that move doesn't have to be perfectly strategically planned out. You don't have to know what's going to be at the end of that road. You just need to trust in the fact that I'm moving, you know, I'm going somewhere. You know what I mean? Finally make a move that the way things aren't spiraling out of control because you're not doing anything. When you don't handle situations, situations will handle you. And that's so important to realize if you've picked this spread, that if you do not handle the situation, if you do not get a grip on the situation, that it is going to continue to spiral. And it is not going to spiral. It's not going to continue to get out of hand. It's not going to continue to go haywire. If you're making a move, if you're choosing to be proactive, things are not gonna spiral out of your control, because you're controlling yourself. You will find a sense of control. You'll find a sense of peace because you'll feel a little bit more in control, and it will really help to relieve some of that anxiety too. So let's just go ahead and get to your oracle cards. First one that we have here is Wolf, Instinct. Funny, right? Next one that we have, Rain, Purification. The next one that we have, Dreamtime, Creation. The next one that we have is Higher Power. Exchanging Gifts. Play. A Fiery Climax Approaches. And Passion. Okay. So a higher power here, right here, this higher power lets me know for sure that you're definitely protected. Whatever it is you're worried about is nothing to be worried about. You're being guided. You're going to be guided, but you really have to be the first one to make that move and be the first one to take that leap of faith, honestly. You'll probably create something beautiful out of this. You may create a new way of thinking. You may create a new way of thinking is what this creation card could be alluding to, is that, oh, you know, like I found a new way to do this. I found a new way to do that. I found a new way to manage my anxiety. I found a new way to manage my mind and my thoughts. Another thing that I was saying here with exchanging gifts for me goes hand in hand with this Two of Swords, because exchanging gifts is all about the law of trade-offs. It's all about the law of give and take. You know, I give you this to get something in return. But the thing is that you have to make a decision in order to get something in return, in order to receive something back. In order to receive something back, you have to make a decision to give something in the first place. But you have to make a decision, first of all. You're not even there yet where you've made a decision, which is okay. But you have to come around to acknowledging the fact that I have to make a decision. I have to realize that there may be a fight here, and that's okay. I have to realize that my perception is controlling how it is that I deal with the situation. Me telling myself that there is going to be a fight and fights and chaos and turmoil and intensity is just not my thing. I don't really enjoy it. I don't perform at my best when I'm that way. But the thing is that if you perceive it as a fight, if you perceive it as a battle, that's what it's going to be. And it doesn't have to be a battle. It doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be a war. It doesn't have to be any of those things. This could just be an eye-opening experience for you. This could be a lesson. This, you know, it's all about how you see it. It's all about how you look at it, right? So that's what I was seeing with this exchanging gifts, is that it looks like for me that it goes hand in hand with this Two of Swords. And then I'm seeing here, play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And what I was feeling with play was don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take yourself so serious to the point where you're having anxiety, where you're feeling as if, you know, bad things are going to happen. For me, this play card is alluding to, it's all about your perception. Turn your perception around to see it as, oh, this isn't a bad thing. This is a great thing. I'm learning and I'm receiving the gift of this lesson right now. I'm receiving all the gifts of this lesson right now. And it can be a profound change in, or this can be a profound change within your life and within your environment. Is just simply how you perceive things and changing that perception. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So this card could be saying that, yes, there is going to be a little bit of maybe a fiery climax. There may be like a little bit of passion. There may be a little bit of heat here, especially because we also have this passion card. There may be a little bit of passion or a little heat here. And, you know, Aries, he is ruled by the planet Mars. Mars is the god of war. So there may be a bit of a fight that you have to get prepared for. But like I said, it's all about your perception. If you tell yourself that it's going to be a fight and you know that you hate fights, you know that fights just rub you the wrong way, or they scare you, or they make you anxious, or whatever the case, if they make you feel any sort of negative way, then change your perception. Shift your perception to know there is a lesson in this. This is not a fight. This is not a battle. This is just me sticking up for myself. Or this is just me saying that, no, I deserve better. Or no, I deserve more. This is just me saying that, no, this is not going to happen anymore. I do not want to deal with this anxiety anymore. I do not want to suffer from this anxiety anymore. I don't want to suffer mentally anymore. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I am consciously making a choice to not allow this to affect me in that way anymore. And I feel as if you look at it that way, that you might even surprise yourself with how it is that you handle this situation. I'm seeing purification here. So I am seeing that there's a change here, really huge, profound change that could happen here once you make that first step. Once you finally decide to leap off of that branch, that there is a huge, profound change that could happen. It could really purify the way that you think and the way that you feel about yourself and how you handle situations. It could really even purify your mind, rid you of that anxiety. And then instinct, obviously, listening to yourself. What is it that you want to do? Stop listening to others. Sometimes receiving others' opinions is such a bad idea because it just confuses us, right? So really just go off of what it is that you feel it is that you need to do. And dream time, creation, use your thoughts. This is what I'm saying about shifting your perception, dream time, creation. So when we're in our dream state, there's something that we can do called lucid dreaming. And that means that we can almost, in a sense, control our dreams. So if we're in a dream and we realize, oh, wow, I'm I'm dreaming, we can take control over that dream and say, okay, now I want to manifest this. And you can manifest anything in your dream. If you want to manifest, I don't know, a lion, you could you can manifest a lion in your dream because it's a dream state, so anything can happen. And that's what I'm saying about your perception. Reality is honestly just a perception. So whatever it is you tell yourself your reality is what will be. And that's exactly the same thing that we do when we lucid dream. Whatever it is we tell ourselves is happening in this dream is what instantly manifests. It instantly materializes. And this is the same exact thing and the same exact lesson to bring into your waking life. Your reality is going to be whatever it is you say it will be. Okay? So that's really all I'm pretty much saying for pile number 2. But, I'm really rooting for you guys, and stay strong, okay? So I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the next pile number 3. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, pile number 3. Let's take a look at your cards. So the very first one that we have here is the Daughter of Pentacles, otherwise known as the Page of Pentacles. The next one that we have is the Nine of Swords in reverse. The next one that we have is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And the very last for the tarot cards that we have here is the Eight of Swords. So immediately the first thing that I saw when I pulled this spread, and this is a general reading, so take what it is that you can from this, whatever it is you can resonate with. But one of the first things that I saw when I looked at the spread was grief. It looked like somebody was grieving, Daughter of Pentacles, which is, in other words, the Page of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith and the traditional Rider-Waite. The Page of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite, he's somebody that observes. He's somebody that is patient. He is somebody that he kind of strategizes in a way because he is able to sit back, just watch and be patient. He's standing still and he's a student, he's somebody that, like I said, he's just kind of taking in his surroundings, he's taking in his environment, and he's learning from everything it is that he's coming into contact with and everything that he's seeing. And with this Nine of Swords here, we know that the Nine of Swords is the card of almost anxiety, a card of real emotional mental pain that is physically starting to show in your waking life. And the Nine of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite, it's a woman who's woken up from like a night terror because her anxiety is so bad. So immediately with these first 2 cards, I saw somebody moving through grief rather slowly, and somebody who is almost stuck in grief. And with the Four of Pentacles, we know that normally the energy behind the Four of Pentacles is somebody that's holding on to something. They refuse to let go. They don't want to let go. And so for me to see this in reverse, I'm seeing that you're ready to let go. You want to let go, or at least you're done suffering. You're done feeling this pain. You're done living through this grief. You're ready for the process to just be done or over. So whatever this is, could be a breakup, could be the loss of someone in your life, someone close to you, whether that's through them passing on, or maybe you guys are just no longer in each other's lives. It could be the loss of a job or a career. Maybe you've moved somewhere else. Maybe you're in college and you miss your home or something like that. Maybe you've moved away and you miss home. Maybe you feel lonely. I'm not sure. But, there's something here that you've been grieving. And I get the sense that you're ready to let go. But the thing is that you feel as if the grief isn't ready to let go of you. And so you're feeling trapped. You're feeling as if you have nowhere to go. You're just surrounded by grief is what you're feeling, is what I'm getting from this spread here. And I think that that's why you're moving through it rather slowly. You feel as though you're moving through it very slowly. And another thing that I wanted to say too as well with this Nine of Swords in reverse is that I do believe that you're keeping a lot of this to yourself. I do believe that you are really you're trying to keep this under wraps. You're really trying to get a handle over how you're handling this grief. I feel as if you are even judging yourself for having grief. I feel as though maybe even you have a little bit of shame behind the fact that you're still grieving over this. And that is probably the last thing that is going to help you get out of this process of grief. And one thing is, don't ever let anyone tell you how to grieve. Don't feel as if you're supposed to grieve in a certain type of way. Don't feel as if you have to put on a happy face when you're feeling down, or don't feel as if you have to be or look a certain way. If you are still grieving, there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about it. Everybody handles grief. Everybody handles loss. Everybody handles life in their own way, and everybody copes differently. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with you grieving in the way that you are grieving. But like I said, I am getting the sense, and if this is resonating with you, that you're ready to let go of grieving, that you're ready to just move on with your life, and you're ready to just start over new, then one way to really kind of get through this process of grieving is, first of all, just to go through the process. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to speed it up. Don't try to do anything unnatural. Whatever it is you're feeling, allow yourself to feel it. Because what's happening throughout this process is that even though you're feeling grief, what's happening is your body, your spirit is actually releasing that, it's actually releasing that energy. It's actually releasing that pain. It's actually releasing that person or that situation or that thing or that job or whatever it is that you feel as though you've lost. Your body is going through its own releasing process. It's going through its own cleansing process. And our bodies, our emotional selves, our physical selves, our mental selves, our spiritual selves goes through its own process, its own cleansing and purification process. And crying is a purification process. So even if you feel like, oh my God, I'm crying again, or oh my gosh, I'm upset again, or oh my God, I'm sad again, or oh my God, I woke up today and I'm having another bad day again. Don't say that to yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You have to allow your body to feel what it feels. And like I said, if you are feeling, if it's resonating with you, like, yeah, I know I'm feeling what I'm feeling, but I'm ready to be done feeling what I'm feeling. Like I said, one, you cannot rush yourself through the process. Everybody tries to, in a sense, kind of rush through grief. No one likes grieving. Nobody likes it. Nobody enjoys it. It's not a fun time at all. But if you do not allow yourself to go through that process, what you're going to do is you're going to prolong it, and you're going to intensify it because you're trying to avoid it. You're trying to run from it. And so one thing is that you have to separate these low vibrational emotions from what it is that you feel you've lost. So if you're feeling as though you're ashamed to feel how you feel. So let's just say, as an example, that maybe, like I said, I'm not saying this or anything. Let's just use the example that you broke up with your person, you broke up with your partner or something like last year, right? And you're still feeling it. You're still grieving it. And your friends and your family and everybody around you is like, oh my gosh, totally get over him. He was such a loser. Totally get over her. She was such a horrible manipulator. She was the devil himself, you know, like whatever it is that they could be saying in this example, right? And let's say that because of that, you know how these people in your surroundings feel. You know how your friends and family feel, like you should so be over that person. Now you've started to adopt these low vibrational emotions and these low vibrational feelings of, oh my gosh, I'm ashamed of grieving. I'm embarrassed to miss this person. So now you've attached these low vibrational emotions to the process of grieving, to your own process of what it is that you need to go through. So now you may be associating your grief with shame or guilt or anger or frustration or confusion. Why am I still feeling like this? Why am I still missing him? I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. I feel guilty of the fact that this person treated me this way and I still miss them. Or I'm ashamed of the fact that this happened and I'm still feeling it. Why can't I be tougher? Why do I always cry? Why am I so sensitive? You know, these things, these are attacks on yourself. You're attacking your own self. And what you're doing when you do that is you're prolonging the grief. You're prolonging the process. You're intensifying the grief. And now you're adding low vibrational emotions to it, which makes the grieving process even more intense, and it makes the grieving process even harder. So the first thing first is to, if you have attached any sort of low vibrational emotions or feelings to this process, completely release those low vibrational emotions. Low vibrational emotions would be feelings like fear, anger, guilt, shame, and, you know, things like that. Those are low vibrational feelings. High vibrational feelings are, you know, feelings like love, joy, peace, enlightenment, things like that. Those are high vibrational emotions. So if you've attached low vibrational emotions, or otherwise known as AKA negative feelings, you have to release those negative feelings from the process first of all, because like I said, you're only adding to your grief. You're only adding to this period of grieving that you're in. And I'm seeing here we've got 2 pentacles and 2 swords. So this lets me know that the process is moving very slow, but your mind is just moving very quickly through, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling that. I cannot believe I'm still feeling this. I cannot believe I'm still feeling that. Your mind is reeling, but the process feels slow. Okay, so you really have to release these negative emotions first from the process entirely, in order to kind of speed up what's going on here. Another thing that I did want to say too is that you could be trying to avoid a situation because you are aware of what's going to happen. You're aware of what's going to come. You're aware that this is going to be a very intense process. You're aware that there's going to be grieving involved. And so maybe you don't want to leave a relationship or leave a situation or leave something. But do not allow this process to really hold you back or stop you from any of those things. Another thing too that I'm getting from this spread before I move on to your oracle cards is I'm getting the feeling that for some of you that you may feel as though you keep going through the same situations over and over and over again. You might feel like you kind of keep going through the same traumatic experience over and over and over again. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with the process of grieving that you're in. You still really have not completely processed what's happened. And you really have to allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to go through its own process at its own pace. I think that that's so important, to not really rush anything through. Your mind wants to go very quickly, because the swords represents the element of air, which is symbolic for our mind, our intellect, how we think, our mental psyche. And the pentacles, they are the element of earth, and they are known to move very slow. And these are symbolic of the tangible things in our lives. So your mind wants to move very quickly, and your mind is frustrated at, why is this going so slowly? Allow it to do what it needs to do. Okay, so let's just get to your oracle cards. The first one that we have here is go the distance. Yeah, do what you got to do. Just allow it to happen. Get to the finish line, you know. Allow your process to happen. Next one that we have is regeneration. Yes. The next one that we have here is by the book. The next one that we have here is whale breach. Then we have wind activation. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. New moon in Aries, it is time to take action. And then we have strength. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. Okay, so a lot of these for me kind of spelled out that what is happening underneath the surface is going to happen. And it's going to happen no matter what. And it's really kind of up to you. as to how this happens and how this process goes. If this process is going to be a difficult one, or if this process is going to be one that's that's not so difficult. So I see here with the go the distance. You have to just allow this entire process to take place. You have to just allow this to happen. It's so important. Allow this to happen so you can finally move on. The time will come where you're finally going to be able to move on, but you just have to allow this to happen. So important. Regeneration. So regeneration speaks to, like rebirth and second chances. So that lets me know that, like I said, what's happening underneath the surface is going to happen, but what is going to sprout from that, from what's going on underneath the surface is going to be brand new. It's going to be a brand new you. It's going to be a brand new life. Once you have completely allowed the process to happen, you can completely release it at that point in time. And then you can really just continue on with your life, almost as if you're given like another shot, or like a second shot, or a second chance at life, where it's just like, oh my God, I don't feel trapped by this thing anymore. It'll really release that feeling of being trapped and feeling as if you're never going to get over this. That, it's that feeling of, I'm never going to heal from this. I'm feeling this so strongly. I'm feeling this so powerfully. I don't know why I'm not over it. No one else understands why I'm not over it. No one else even understands what it is that I'm going through. No one else even understands what it is that I'm feeling. And don't try to find, do not really try to find that validation in others, because they have not felt what it is that you felt. They did not go through what it is that you went through. Even though they care about you, they did not experience what you have experienced. So they cannot understand, truly process, or truly comprehend how it is that you're feeling and why you may be reacting the way that you're reacting to it. And plus, everybody is different. Whether you're family, whether you've known each other forever or not, whatever the case, everybody's different. Everybody handles grief in their own way, and people cope in their own way. So don't really put too much stock into what it is that you should do. Don't be so eager to go by the book. Don't feel as if, man, I should really be over this. Don't take on those feelings, because like I said, all you're going to do is prolong the grief, and you're going to feel even more trapped, and you're going to feel as if there's no way out. And that's the last way that you need to feel. You don't need to feel despair. You don't need to feel hopelessness. Okay. Another thing here, whale breach. So this card tells you about basically kind of changing things up, getting out of your own head, getting out of your own way, and just allowing what is going on underneath the surface to happen. But in the meantime, finding your own ways to have a little bit of enjoyment, have a little bit of excitement, have a few laughs, having something where it's like it makes you feel, good at the end of the day, or it makes you feel a little bit better, or it makes the process just slightly easier, slightly more bearable. So, that could be taking a walk, it could be journaling, it could be talking, it could be crying, it could be screaming, it could be laughing. Again, it is whatever your process is, honestly. Like, a whale, he spends most of his life underwater, under the sea. But every now and then he comes up for air. Even though he's this being of the sea and of the ocean, of the water, every now and then he comes up for air. And that's what this talks about. It talks about changing your environment, changing your surroundings around just a little bit, just to give yourself a little bit, a taste of okay, this is different energy. This feels a little bit better. This feels a little bit different. Just to kind of give yourself a break every now and then from your usual environment of feeling trapped and feeling this grief. So this is saying that right now is a time for action and to engage in some sort of activity. So you can be kind of fully aware and kind of forget about your surroundings for the moment. So we have two cards here that's saying change up your surroundings just for a moment. You don't have to do something crazy or impulsive, but just change up your surroundings every now and then, so that the way you're not so stuck in this feeling of feeling stuck, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. And then this card here that we have is strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, and power. Yes, stamina. It's very important to note. We have two cards here two pentacle cards here. And the pentacles, even though it deals with the element of earth, what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to the earth element is that the earth element carries stamina with it. The earth is this fixed element, right? It doesn't move very much, but when it starts moving, it stays consistent. And that is what a fixed element does. It stays consistent. So if it's moving 20 miles an hour, it's going to continue to move 20 miles an hour. If you're only moving 5 miles an hour, it's going to stay at that pace of 5 miles an hour. So, endurance, stamina, I empower. I'm really getting that sense too, you know, that this is really about kind of like you're almost shocked at yourself that you can just keep up with this grief. It feels as if this grief can keep up with you. It feels as if this grief has like a stamina that will just like keep going and will never die out, will never end. And you have to really change up that feeling. Super important to change up that feeling every now and then. Let me see if I'm seeing anything else. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. So allow yourself to be divinely guided right now. And then it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Yes, it's time to take action. Switch up your surroundings a little bit. Switch up your environment a little bit. That the way you're not just so stuck in this feeling of grief and so stuck in this feeling of pain and turmoil. Nobody deserves to live life like that. Nobody. So anytime that you can find a little bit of an escape, a healthy escape, let me just add that, then, you know, that's something that you should jump for, honestly, and really think about pursuing something that changes up your environment a little bit every now and then, because I think it'll really help for you to just kind of change up your environment every now and then. Do something that is that you enjoy, that you find joy in doing, and that you can spend your time doing, and just kind of get lost in that activity. That the way, like I said, you're not so stuck in this feeling of grief. Okay, so that is all I'm seeing for this pile number 3. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Bye. Okay, and pile number 4, let's take a look at your cards. So the first one that we have here is the Ten of Swords. Then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Magician. And then the Mother of Swords, otherwise known as the Queen of Swords. I just am seeing somebody that's being like kind of stretched to their limit, and that basically you are kind of, if you've picked pile number 4, I'm seeing somebody that is being stretched beyond their limits. I'm seeing somebody that is doing as much as they can. Like I kind of like hear somebody saying, I'm doing the best that I can, I'm doing the best that I can. And it's like, it's almost as if you feel like my best is like never enough. Like I'm always just somehow falling short. And the reason why I see that is because of this Ten of Swords here. I'm seeing like kind of like, it's like you want to keep moving, but you have all these demands on you in a sense. And with this Two of Pentacles here in reverse, I'm seeing that whatever the situation is, it's not going to stop being what it is. The only person that can deliver you from this situation, the only thing that can relieve you from the situation is you, with this Magician card here. Because for me, I see that the situation, it is what it is. It's not going to stop being what it is. The only person, like I said, that is actually going to stop the situation from being what it is you, with this Magician card here. And the Magician card, it shows somebody that like they have the ability to really create and manifest whatever it is that they want. And I am seeing the Magician card here within this spread as somebody who has complete control over the situation. Maybe you just don't realize it. And that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that you just don't realize that the situation will stop being what it is when you stop it. And because of the Mother of Swords here, what I'm seeing with this Mother of Swords card is I'm seeing somebody like really like put their foot down and say like, no more, not doing this anymore. I don't care if it's convenient for you, it's not convenient for me. And I'm just seeing that the situation is really just, it is stretching you beyond your limits. It is bending you to the point where it's like you're ready to break, you know, and you're, like I said, I feel like as if you're giving your all and you're just like, why is it never enough? like, why can I not make this person happy? Why can I not make this relationship work? Why can I not make this job work? Why can I not lose the weight? Why can I not change this about my life? Why can I have this in my life? Why can I invite this in my life? You know, just a lot of why. Like, why is this kind of happening? And it's happening because you have to come into your own power. And what you should definitely do, if you've picked pile number 4, what you should definitely do next is come into your own power and say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Like I said, what I'm seeing is a situation or a person, a relationship just really coming down on you. Really kind of not coming down on you, but it's almost as if you're being taken advantage of. And it's almost as if a person knows, like, oh, they'll be okay with it. Oh, they'll say it's fine. Oh, they'll just this. Oh, they'll just that. You know, they kind of like almost view you as, I don't want to say a pushover, but just somebody that they don't really have to worry about. Like, oh yeah, they'll be okay. And, you know, you're kind of like a side thought for this particular situation or this particular person, whatever it is. You're kind of almost like a side thought. And like I said, the situation isn't going to stop being what it is. The only thing that's going to stop the situation from being what it is, because this is making an infinity symbol here, the situation is not going to stop being what it is. This person is not going to stop being who they are. The way that you feel at your job is not going to stop. The only thing that's going to stop, the only thing that can stop it is you. You're the one that has to remove yourself from the situation, because the situation is not for you. The situation is not conducive for you. It's not good for you. It is not benefiting you and your highest and greatest good. If it's not helping you reach your highest and greatest potential, then it is not for the greatest and highest good of the collective, which means that this is not a good situation for you. You know, normally I don't like to take such harsh stances in my spreads, but for me, I'm kind of saying, like, whatever the situation is, they do not appreciate you and what it is that you bring to the table. They don't even, like I said, you're a side thought. They don't even realize or see what it is that you're bringing to the table. And you need to see that. You have to see that for yourself. And you're the one that has to put your foot down and say, no more, I'm not doing this anymore. Just because it's convenient for you or just because it's beneficial for you. What about me? You know, like, you need to look around at yourself and see all the daggers and see all the weight that you're carrying on your back. Like, this butterfly is carrying these 2 pinnacles here with the infinity symbol, or like this, I'm not sure what animal this is, but I mean, he's still trying to move, but he's dying, you know? And I just kind of see that with the situation. I kind of see the situation just getting more and more and more and more grim, and kind of getting more to the point where you're feeling where you might, if you continue to allow the situation to develop, the same way that this card gets darker, you know, at the top it starts out very light here, and then it just continues to get darker and darker and darker. That's what I'm seeing with the situation. I'm saying, like, the situation is not going to let up. It's not. The situation is just, it is what it is. At this point in time, the situation, this person is not changing. And like I said, the only thing that can change is you and what it is that you allow yourself to deal with or put up with. And so really, this situation, you've been giving this situation, you've been giving this person permission to take advantage of you. And not that I'm saying that is justified or that it's okay, but you have to stop this from happening, because they're not going to stop. And I really don't know what other way to put that, honestly. This could be your work, not realizing what you bring to the table, not realizing your potential. This could be a person not realizing your potential. This could be a romantic situation. This could be a relationship, them not realizing what they have, them taking you for granted, them thinking, oh, they'll always be around, they'll be okay. Oh, we don't have to do date night tonight. I'm going to cancel and go hang out with the guys, or hang out with whoever, or, you know, do whatever. Or I can treat them however. They'll stay around. They'll be around, whatever, you know. Don't allow people to make you a side thought. You're not a side thought. You're a human being. That's not even, you know, it's not even fair. The way that I'm seeing this in the spread is I'm seeing, like, somebody just, somebody or a person or a situation just kind of, like, you know, just waving you off as if you're not very important. And that's so not the case. You are very important and you deserve to be a priority. And if you're not going to be a priority, and you know what you bring to the table, and you know that you bring the best of your best that you could possibly bring to the table, and you're still not being recognized for that. What does that mean? That means that that person or that situation refuses to see who you are. They refuse to see your potential. And if that's the case, then they're not going to stop treating you the way that they're treating you. They don't even see you for what you are and who you are. So that means that you have to leave. And that's exactly what I'm seeing within the spread. So let's just get to your oracle cards really quickly. Well, first, let me make sure I'm not seeing anything else. I do see you being able to really take this situation and turn it around for something better, and turn it around and apply it to a better situation, a newer situation, a different situation, a different workplace, a different person, a different relationship, a different partner, a different habit, a different lifestyle. I see you really being able to take a lot from this, because the Mother of Swords, she is a truth seeker, and she sees the truth in everything. So I believe that you're going to be able to kind of see the situation for what it is, that you're really going to be able to acknowledge and realize. You're going to have like a certain level of awareness about the situation and about what it is because I do believe that you see how you're being treated. I do believe that you know how you're being treated. And I do believe that you know that the way that you're being treated is not in alignment with who you are and what it is that you bring to the table and the potential that you have. And not even the potential, but what it is that you actually bring to the table. I believe that you see that you are being treated unfairly, or being mistreated, or being treated in a way that's like it's not in alignment with you. Like, I'm much better of a person than this, or I deserve much better than this. And I do believe that you're seeing that. And if you're not seeing it yet, you're going to start to see it, because like I said, the situation is going to become more and more grim, to the point to where all you can see is the truth of the situation, because it's going to be so boldly in your face. Because like I said, this person or this situation, whatever it is, has a huge lack of respect and a lack of awareness for you. So they're not really seeing, whatever this is, person, situation, they're not really seeing that you're even aware of how you're being treated. You know what I mean? And so I do believe that you're going to be able to really take this and apply it to a completely new opportunity or a new situation. A new phase of your life, for sure. You're gonna definitely, you can definitely take, because like I said, you're witnessing all of this, and I think that that's why you're feeling like you're being stretched to your limit, because like I said, you're realizing like, I'm doing the best that I can. Why is this not enough, you know? And so the only thing that can possibly change in the situation is you, like I was saying. So let's go on ahead and get to your oracle cards. The first one that we have here is prosperity lies ahead. See, new moon in Taurus. Guys, I don't pick these oracle cards. They pick you. The next one, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. True north. That is the direction in life we're supposed to go towards. If you know anything about astrology, you know that we have a south node and a north node, which is the moon's nodes. The moon has its own south and north node, and our south node is where we've come from, or a past life, and our north node is where we're supposed to focus and head in this life, in this incarnation. So the next one that we have is DNA, karma. That's funny. That's funny. Talking about the north node, and then we have karma. It's kind of like the south node. And then the next one that we have is autumnal equinox, release. Yeah, definitely release, let go of the situation. The next one we have is not for you. See, this is not for you at all. The next one that we have is deep knowing. So I kind of put this deep knowing card with this Mother of Swords. You definitely know how you're being treated, and you know it's not okay. And then the last card that we have here is creativity. So yeah, I'm seeing you create a new situation out of this old situation here. I'm like, it says here, prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. Taurus rules the second house in astrology, and the second house talks all about the things that we value and the things that make us feel valued. So I'm not shocked at all that this card popped up, because You know, you are being undervalued. The way that you're feeling is completely legit. You're not being you're being undervalued, you know? Like, they're definitely taking you for granted. They're not seeing or recognizing or realizing, or I don't even know if they care to realize your potential and who you are. And that's not okay at all. It's not for you. It's not for you at all. And then we have here, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. You already know where it is that you're supposed to go. This Mother of Swords right here. You already know where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do. You already know that this situation is not going to change. What are you still doing here? You already know where you need to go. You know what you need to do. You know, if you've picked pile number 4, you probably shouldn't even be on this reading because you pretty much know what it is that you need to do next. I feel as if you know. I definitely feel as though you know. Maybe you just needed some confirmation. So hopefully this will be confirmation for many of you because you don't deserve to be treated like this. The next one that we have here is DNA karma. So for me, what this karma card is saying is that there is a universal law of cause and effect. And this universal law is something that we all follow. We don't even know we're following it. We don't really have much of a choice. It's just what is. That's what universal law is. It's just what is, whether it's good or bad. You know, it doesn't matter how we perceive it, if it's good or bad. It's just what is. And so karma has this universal law of cause and effect. You know what it is that you're putting up with, yet you still choose to put up with. So why and how is your situation going to change if you're not changing? You know how they say you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And that's what I'm getting with this karma card here, is that you have to, in order to change the situation, you have to change, you know? And then we have this next one here, release. Autumnal equinox, release. What a pretty card. And I think that that is completely self-explanatory. You have to release the situation. You have to release yourself from the situation because the situation is not going to change. The situation might even not want to release you because the situation knows, like, oh, this is just something I don't have to worry about. Like, they're so easy to deal with. They're just so, you know, they're just so okay. They don't really, like I said, you're kind of like a second thought, a side thought. And you know, when you are ready to put your foot down, it's going to be shocking, but it's so necessary. It's so necessary. So like, I definitely see you putting your foot down and saying no more. And if they're not going to go by your, your idea of how you feel you should be treated or what fair treatment is to you, then maybe thinking about walking away from this situation isn't such a bad one. Prosperity lies ahead. You're facing your true north. So you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. You already know where you need to go. And you already know that this destination that you're already focused on is a destination where you are meant to be, where you belong, where you're going to be valued, where you're going to be honored, where you're going to be appreciated. And that's exactly what it is that you deserve. Because like I said, I see you doing so much and getting nothing in return. And that's not okay. There's a universal law out here. There is a universal law that what you give away comes back. So you can't just give and not get anything back. And that's why prosperity lies ahead for you, because you've been giving so much and not getting anything back. But that's okay, because like I said, there is a universal law. That means that the universe upholds this law, and the universe does not go back on its word. The universe does not say, you know what, I've been following this law for the last, millions of years or whatever the case, and I'm just going to not do it with this person, or I'm just going to not do it today. The universe doesn't do that. The universe isn't fleeting. The universe is not fleeting like human beings. The universe is not shifty like human beings. The universe is a universal law. And this law will exist until the end of time, until time ends. So, like I said, prosperity it's coming for you. Like I said, I see you taking the situation and really making something beautiful out of it because you know your worth. So just stick true to that. Stay true to that. Know your worth and don't change that for anyone. Because nobody deserves to be treated that way. Nobody deserves to be a side thought or an afterthought or just not be recognized for who and what they are and what they bring to the table. It's not fair. So yeah, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 4. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and best of luck in everything, you guys, okay? So I'm going to move on. All right, pile number 5. Let's take a look at your cards. So the very first one that we have here is the Mother of Cups, otherwise known as the Queen of Cups. The next one that we have here is the 7 of Cups in reverse. The next one that we have here is the Lovers. And the very last card that we have here is the 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the very first thing that I got when I saw this spread was trust issues. And it wasn't even because of this 3 of Swords, which we know, like, generally means, you know, heartbreak, heartache, gone through something emotionally difficult. But it was this Mother of Cups and the 7 of Cups in reverse. And the reason why I was kind of getting the sense of like trust issues is because the Mother of Cups, like I said, otherwise known as the Queen of Cups, she is somebody who is completely at home in her own emotions. She is so in tune with her emotions that she is an emotionally balanced person. Nothing really catches her by surprise, especially her own feelings and her own emotions. She's never caught by surprise with her own emotions because she literally lives within her emotions. She lives within her sensitivity, and she lives within a place where she knows how she's feeling at all times. So to see this in reverse lets me know that there's a bit of an unhealthy relationship with the emotions. So either you're too emotionally tuned in, which can be a bad thing. Overly emotional can definitely be a bad thing, or you're not tuned in enough. And because of this 7 of Cups here that's kind of followed by this, with this 7 of Cups here, I'm seeing somebody that's kind of like saying, there's much better options out there than me. There's much better options out there than me because I have these trust issues. I have these things. I have these issues from my past or whatever the case. And the thing is that because of that, especially if you do have a relationship in your life, which I think that you may have some sort of love or something in your life, but especially if you do have love in your life, you have a partner, somebody in your life, it's very important to not take the past experiences and bring them into your present, and especially carry them into your future, because I am seeing right here harmony, and I'm seeing balance, and I'm seeing love, I'm seeing unity. And I believe that if you have somebody in your life, that this is actually a really good person to have in your life. This is somebody that really brings out the best in you, or wants to bring out the best in you, or could bring out the best in you. But because of your past, you are so terrified that, no, this always happens in my relationships, it's going to happen again. I know it. You know what I mean? And the thing is because of that, you know, because of this 3 of Swords here, where these past relationships, these past experiences have really kind of scarred you or scared you in a sense. You're kind of just waiting for this to go belly up. You're kind of just waiting for, like, I'm just waiting for them to, you know, reveal their true selves to me. I'm just waiting for them to leave me. Or I'm just waiting for them to do me wrong. And the thing is that this person is not here to do that to you. If you've picked pile number 5, intuitively picked pile number 5, and you have somebody in your life, this person, I truly believe, is like here for your greatest and highest good. I believe that they were sent by the universe, sent by the divine, and sent by spirit, God, you know, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, whatever it is you believe in, whatever it is you want to call it. I believe that this person was sent to you or put in your life to help you, to really help you heal, in a sense. Not that you need help to heal, but they are here as a support system through this healing process, through this healing time. And I kind of feel like maybe you know, these past issues, they could have something to do way long ago, like from your childhood. They could have something to do with like months ago, or a few years ago, or a few relationships ago, or a few experiences ago. But I am getting the sense that what you do have in your life right now is going good. And if you're not careful, you allowing the past into your present is really going to impact your future in a negative way, in a not so good way. And you saying that there's better options out there. I'm so screwed up. That's what I'm really getting from the Seven of Cups in reverse right here, is like, I'm so screwed, just kind of badgering yourself. Like, I'm so messed up. I have all these issues. I have all these issues. I have all these trust issues. I got whatever sort of issues. I've got this from my past and that from my past. You don't have to take that on, you know? But I see almost in a way you just kind of taking it on, where you're just like, you almost push good things in your life away because you feel as if they're too good to be true. You know, and this card normally speaks about too good to be true, but everything that glitters isn't gold. But I'm not getting that in this spread. I'm getting actually an inverted version of that, where it's like you're kind of adopting that energy of, there's better out there than me. I am not good enough. I'm not worthy, in a sense. And you know, if you're taking on that type of energy, then whatever good is in your life is not going to last. And it's so important to realize. Another thing that I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups here in reverse is, and this is probably only going to resonate with a few of you, so I'm going to be careful how I say this, but what I'm seeing is that with the Seven of Cups in reverse here, is that you may be keeping your options open. Whatever it is that means, whether you're in a relationship or not, or if this is dealing more with your career, or if this is outside of your personal life, not sure, but I am seeing where maybe you feel as though it's necessary for you to keep your options open, because like I said, you're so used to things going wrong. You're so used to your past relationships and these past experiences not working out. So you're just already prepared for the worst. And so because of that, you're just kind of leaving your options open to kind of lessen that impact of, oh my gosh, everything went belly up again. And well, that's okay. I had a few options in my back pocket. And I am just really seeing somebody who is going to keep recreating trauma, recreating pain, recreating past trauma, because of this refusal to accept the fact that they are worthy of being treated in the way that they want to be treated. So if any of that does resonate with you, please let go of your past. Do not allow that your past to come in and wreck your present and wreck your future. Because like I said, especially if you have a relationship in your life or a career in your life or something in your life that's going really good, the past has a way of, if you have not dealt with it, it has a way of sneaking back into the present and the future and really destroying everything it is that you have and that you hold dear and that you love and that you find enjoyment with in your present. So if there is anything in your life that you have to be hopeful or happy about or thankful for, realize that you could be sacrificing that because of this refusal to let go of your past. And especially if this is dealing with a relationship and if you're keeping your options open, you know, I don't have to say anything. If you're in a monogamous relationship and you're keeping your options open, let's just say that, then I mean, I don't have to comment on that. You know what's right or wrong. But if you're doing that, the universe is a reinforcer, okay? We are the enforcers. We're the 3D vehicles that decide to go left, right, forwards, or backwards, right? The universe is a reinforcer. And what the universe does is it says, okay, well, you're focusing all your energy on this. You're centering your focus on my past didn't work out. So of course my present isn't going to work out. Of course this isn't going to last because my past didn't work out. And the universe comes in and says, all right, well, then I'm going to reinforce that through your environment. I'm going to reinforce that in your life. I'm going to reinforce that in your reality because that's where your mind is focused on. That's what your focus is centered on, is things not working out because that's what's happened in your past, right? And it's not that the universe wants to give this to you, but whatever it is we focus our energy on is what the universe reinforces. So it's so important to realize that if you are so focused on your past and the pain and the trauma of your past, there's a real potential and possibility that you're going to create more of that trauma in your present and in your future. And the cycle has to stop. So you really have to learn how to kind of trust, because like I said, I'm seeing like whatever is really good in your life and balanced in your life is here to really kind of help balance you out and heal you from these past wounds and these past scars. But you have to allow that help to come in and help you. You have to allow that help in. Let me see, what else am I seeing here? Yeah, another thing is definitely this imbalance of emotions that I was talking about within the Mother of Cups, or this unhealthy relationship with your emotions that I was seeing. I do believe that a lot of that has to do with the past. I do believe this unhealthy relationship was kind of manufactured by these past horrible experiences. And you cannot allow that to influence your behavior and influence your feelings and your emotions. I know that it's a lot easier said than done, but it's so important. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for others. Do it for something else. If you're not going to do it for yourself, find something else to do this for. Because like I said, I really do see that you have something great in your life, and it has real potential to be soured or spoiled by this past. And it's so important to just really release that and let that go. And to learn how to trust. Like I said, I believe that this unhealthy relationship that you have with your own emotions really got started by these past experiences. And so, you know, that's why it's so important to let go of that past, so that the way you can find a balance within yourself, so that the way you won't need someone else, you know, you won't need to kind of depend on someone else to kind of help balance you out. You'll be able to do it on your own. But first, like I said, you have to release that past. So let me see if I'm seeing anything else. Obviously, if you are kind of leaving your options open, then you're kind of, if that's you, if that resonates with you, you don't have to admit it to me or anything, but if it resonates with you, then, you know, you really want to let go of that energy, especially if this is dealing with a relationship. Okay, this is me getting a little bit more specific now. So especially if this is dealing with a relationship, this resonates with you and within your relationship or relationships, and you are keeping your options open, that energy is a sort of deceptive energy, especially if the other party doesn't know. And like I said, the universe reinforces. So whatever energy it is that you're putting out there, the universe is going to reinforce and is going to return to you threefold. So be very careful about that, okay? The next card, we're going to do your oracle card. So the first one that we have here is TikTok. That's interesting, because TikTok talks about divine timing. And the next card that we have here is happy. Happy talks about finding happiness and finding contentment within the things that you already have in your life right now. So it's like seeing the glass half full and not half empty. So whatever it is you have to be appreciative of or happy about in your life right now, appreciate it, honor it, you know? Because it doesn't have to be in your life, and it is. And, you know, don't chase it away with the past. Do not allow yourself to suffer from your past any more than you already have. You know, it's not fair to yourself at this point. The next card that we have here is Fog Veiled. So this definitely confirms to me that you are not seeing things in a clear light. You think that you are because of your past experiences, and maybe you're going off of logic like, well, this has happened X amount of times, so of course it's going to happen again. But that's not the reality of the situation. Like I said, these trust issues that you have, if you're going to take it out on, let's just say you do have a person in your life right now. If you do have a person in your life right now, or if there's somebody that is in your life right now, and you know, you kind of have these trust issues, be very careful about thinking that this person is doing something to you. Be very careful about that. You might be telling yourself, you might be honestly coming up with things to worry about. You might be seeing too much into a situation, and that's not a clear or accurate view of what is actually happening. So like I said, just be very careful about your past coming in and whispering to you at night and saying, hey, but what about this? This is kind of weird. Doesn't this kind of remind you of your past, this past experience that you had, this past relationship that you had? Say, hell no, it doesn't remind me of any of that. You know, like, you have to really get that under control, because like I said, I really see you chasing away something amazing in your life that you have going on right now because of your past. And, you know, don't allow your past to come in and screw up your present relationships, your present circumstances, present job, present being, any of it. Don't allow that to happen. The next card that we have here is Summer Solstice, Radiance. So seeing things clearly, finally coming around and seeing things clearly. The next card that we have here is Adjustments Are Required, Third Quarter Moon. Yes. For sure, adjustments are required. Like I've been saying, like a broken record, this entire spread, you've got to let go of your past. Adjustments are required. You have got to adjust. Instead of seeing things in this veiled fog, see the sun, see this illuminated truth. Instead of, you know, being overly emotional or not emotional enough or completely disassociated with your emotions, you need to adjust and find a really nice balance between both of those aspects in your life, okay? The next one that we have here is Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. See, so you're being protected right now. You're being protected. Whatever is going really good in your life, I do believe that you have a team within the spiritual realm that's really protecting that within your life. Because, you know, maybe if you were to lose this one last thing, that might be the one thing that really takes you over the edge. And I believe that you do have a team of spiritual helpers and the other realms that are really helping to protect you and really trying to get you to open your eyes and see that you've got to let this go. Don't allow another good thing in your life to be tarnished by your past. It's not fair, you know? And then the last card that we have here is Wisdom. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. And you can get, and where does wisdom come from? Wisdom comes from life experiences. Wisdom comes from lessons from those life experiences. Wisdom comes from living life, surviving life, experiencing life. And that's exactly what you have here. Yeah, you have a situation or a past, but who doesn't? You know what I mean? Like, of course you have a past, and maybe your past is a little bit difficult to deal with, or maybe you're still dealing with it, or maybe you're still traumatized from it, which is what we've been seeing in this spread. But you don't have to allow that to keep happening within your present. Use that past as a lesson. Use that past for wisdom. And you can take that wisdom and spread it to others. You can take that wisdom and use it for yourself to create this future where the past will not keep recreating itself, you know? So let me make sure I'm not getting anything else. Just allowing the truth to come through. Allow the truth to come in and clear out all this fog. Allow the truth to come in and really kind of deliver you, in a sense, from this way of thinking, and kind of finally release you from the past. Allow the truth to come in with self-love. Allow love to come into your life. Don't just tell yourself that it can't happen for you, because it definitely can, you know? So, all right, pile number 5, that's all I'm seeing. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll be back next time, okay? Bye.